Yo, what's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another Destiny video. In today's video, I want to talk about the most recent weekly update from Bungie. Every Friday, they release a weekly update that usually details what's been going on in the world of Destiny. Any cool events that are currently running, patches or changes that have been implemented alongside messages and questions from the community. And this week, the hot topic is the Iron Banner. I wanted to focus on this specifically as this seems to be something that is at the forefront of a lot of Destiny players' minds. The main question being, why is my level 30 Guardian not OP in the Iron Banner? As we all know, the way the Iron Banner was originally marketed to us was that it was going to be all-out war for the elites out there, no holds barred. If you were a high level with an OP exotic, you would surely dominate in the Iron Banner. Lower levels on the other hand would have an impossibly difficult time and should, just like the raid, work on building their character up a little bit before venturing into the hardcore battlefield. However, it's clearly not like that right now. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Level 30s are getting taken out by level 5s wielding a starting auto rifle, and those fancy exotics feel no more powerful than the weapons you get handed from engrams and the like. So, why is this? Well, in this week's weekly update, Deej, the community manager at Bungie, took these questions to senior designer Derek Carroll to try and answer what we've all been trying to find out. The first question asked was, tell us how the actual Iron Banner works. Now, the answer that was given, albeit somewhat around the houses, was that if you are hoping to vaporize a crowd of noobs with your Suros regime, then he can understand how you'd be disappointed. They didn't want lower level players to feel completely isolated and be unable to take part, nor did they want them to feel like they had to complete the raid, obtain gear, hit level 30 before they could even stand a chance of winning a gun battle. He did acknowledge, however, that it was originally pitched as this, a no-holds-barred playlist, but instead Bungie delivered what they felt would still be a competitive experience for everyone, not just for those at the level cap. The point to note here, though, is that the next response, which reads, we're listening to the feedback, but this first Iron Banner is fairly conservative. The emphasis here is on first Iron Banner. This will come and go, just like all the other events, and you should expect this playlist to evolve over time. In the same way that they patched the Queen of the Reef's missions and armour to prevent you using it as a shard farm, they can, and most likely will, tweak the Iron Banner as well. However, the questions go on. Deej then proceeded to ask if power really mattered, and the response to that was that power does matter, but so does skill. Their solution, to prevent this playlist being a ghost town to the majority, was to scale it down to a reasonable level and clamp damage on the overkill end. A souped up Guardian with endgame gear still won't one-shot a low-level Guardian. In fact, the time to kill, in inverted commas, is still the same when using high-level gear versus low-level gear. But the opposite is not true. A lower-level opponent will have a harder time killing a higher-level opponent. So, you are a more formidable opponent for them, as opposed to being a killing machine all out. Supposedly, skill will take you 80% of the way, while the last 20% is gear related, which is why a good level 5 could take out an average level 30 who is only that high due to time invested, as opposed to actual gun skill. And that is pretty much the long and short of it. There were a few more answers, but they don't really serve to illustrate anything further. In fact, this whole kind of question interview thing didn't really answer the question, nor did they openly admit that the Iron Banner still doesn't quite work as advertised. But if you do want to see the whole post, then I'll put a link in the description box down below. So in summary, this so-called hardcore playlist is little more than a marginal advantage for high-level players, not really what we were originally sold. Again, I emphasise that this can and likely will change the next time around, but for the time being the Iron Banner will remain the same. As it stands, I personally have very little reason to play it. It has some frankly ridiculous bounties, and the shaders and armour aren't really that great, especially considering it doesn't even go to light level 30, so I see no reason to invest time and money and shards into an armour set that will bring down my level beneath that of my raid gear. I appreciate that Crucible gear is more valuable for its stats rather than its light, and going forward that's clearly going to be a more important factor in high level play, picking armour for stats and not for light, but regardless, right now as it stands the Iron Banner is really no different to Crucible, short of giving you rep for another faction. So, what do you think? Are you still enjoying the Iron Banner? Do you wish your time and efforts actually stood for something in this playlist? Or are you doing what I'm doing and just going back to Crucible so you can play the variety of different playlists as opposed to being forced to play Control all the time? Either way, give me your thoughts, let me know what you think, drop a comment down below, it'd be really kind of cool to see what you guys think. In addition to all of that, there were a few other things raised in the post this week, and again, if you want to read the whole thing, head over to bungie.net by clicking on the link in the description box down below, and you can find out about them. There are some general sort of, community Q&A, a spotlight on the person that's captured the most points in Control, and some other things like that as well. So make sure you go over and check it out. But other than that, that is it for this video. So hopefully you enjoyed this. As always, if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, hit the like button, show your support, it does really help me out, and obviously don't forget to subscribe for daily gaming videos. Thanks again for watching, take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.